Hello, hello. Hey, who's watching? Thanks for joining. Can everyone hear me well? We're gonna do the 7th day prediction today. So let's see what is happening next week and a half. Let me light the candle. Hey, Shelby, how are you doing? Thanks for passing by. I'm just using you're looking for essential oil. Yes, okay, perfect. All right. I spilled the essential oil all over me now. How was your weekend, everyone? We had this big holiday where we burn massive bonfires. I don't know if you have the same thing where you are. And it was great. You're doing okay, still going through a lot of spiritual stuff. Yeah, every time I go through this, I try to be as grounded as possible. That's the best way, to be honest. Well, let's start, shall we? Let's get your piles ready. We're gonna be looking at what is your topic for the next week and a half. What's gonna be important to look at first, and we will pull more cards in each pile. Group number 1. Group number 2. I think I spilled some of the essential oil here, haven't I, too? Hey, Pisces Moon Tarot. Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna pull charms for you guys. Choose from them, or you can go by number 1, 2, and 3. For group number 1, High Senses. Kind of cool nickname. Group number 2, I like the synchronicities. 4 likes for people watching. Group number 3, we have this moon slash leaves looking object here. So meditate, take your time. Choose your object, or choose by number 1, 2, and 3, and let's start with your reading to see what's happening next week and a half. On pile 1 now. Okay. Let's see what's your topic. Pile number 1. Hi, Lorenza. Opportunity. We have it's your chance. The dark side of this card would be the shadow aspect, a setback. But that's not what we're looking at. We are looking at the light aspect of this card. Opportunity. Pile number 1. Okay, let's see in which area of your life are we seeing this next week. What is important to you? We have a journey. Now, this can signify for a lot of you an actual physical journey, but to be honest, what I'm picking up for pile 1 is this a journey of life in general. We're seeing next week that you are very heavily focused on looking for the light aspects of life. You're focusing on the light aspects of life instead of the dark ones. Oh, I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that. You're very optimistic, which is nice to see here. There may be people, what I'm seeing here, who may be questioning certain scenarios in your life where, for example, you applied for a job and someone says, hey, are you certain you are qualified for this? You go, if I am not, I will learn. If they're going to hire me based on my CV, I will learn pretty quickly. And your cards are saying, do not try and not listen to the noise of the world. Next week is really important for you to trust yourself. Next week is the week for you to focus on the self-confidence, okay? Especially for my people who don't have it as much. You haven't had it maybe instilled in you by your parents or people who were looking after you. Okay, let's pull from various different decks and we will read these cards together. I want 3 cards from the steampunk. By the way, thanks for engaging with videos, guys. It means quite a lot. Whenever someone presses like, I know that they want to see these readings, so it's nice to see. Okay, let's start with these, shall we? We have it's a no. Don't take this as a no for a question you may have in your mind. What this means, every time I pull it, we're going to do a yes or no at the very end of pile number 1's reading, okay? So you're going to be able to choose your answer to the question you may have. We're going to put this aside. From the Ocean deck, we have Facing Your Fears. That's exactly what we are talking about in the very beginning. This is a week to focus on self-confidence instead of giving in to any fears. Look for ways to strengthen your connection to the universe and others. Stay peaceful and calm in the knowing of who you are. Yeah, don't be swayed. Next week, you don't want to be swayed towards different directions that are not meant for you. Know who you are, stay grounded in who you are. You may see certain scenarios next week slightly differently than other people do. Every time I look at this awakening card, the way the giraffe's looking at us, it's approaching the life from a slightly different angle here, it seems like. You may have very unique ideas and very unique ways of looking at life, and this is actually your strength instead of the weakness, okay? So if there is a project next week that needs to be completed, and if you are sitting in a meeting and you go, I have this very kind of out of a box idea, please share it with your boss, with your co-workers, someone who wouldn't manage you from the how should I put this for you? Someone who is a good leader will recognize the uniqueness of what you are trying to say. This would be someone who's very modern, and this would be someone who is not only looking at life from perspective of black and white, okay? This is also a great week for pile number 1 to create anything unique. If my people here, my creatives are watching this pile, next week is a time to get your brushes out, to start doing something by hand or come back to something that you've been doing before. I feel that you're gonna have brilliant ideas. What else we got here? We have the King of Swords. We have the 7 of Cups. Again, opportunities. If you've been lacking those and if you felt like nothing is coming through, next week definitely the doors are opening for you. We have the 6 of Cups. Okay, I want to clarify the 6 of Cups. Let's see why this is here. Why is this card here? We have a financial pinch. And we have a child. Okay, look. Next week, we're going to have what you're trying to do here, and what would be beneficial to do is look at your relationship with money. Some of you may have been a little bit childish with your decisions, okay? If that's you, the cards are calling you out. Next week is the week when you are maturing in terms of money, in terms of your career. You go, listen, I cannot anymore spend money like this, or I need a better structure. I need a better relationship with money. Maybe I need to look at the Excel sheet or make an Excel sheet for myself. What I spend and what comes in. It seems that you want to manage your money differently next week. We have awakening too, and I really feel like this awakening is connected to that. Uh, the way you're going to see and snatch those opportunities is by first of all looking at what wasn't working before in terms of your career and money. That's your theme the next week. The awakening says, look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily, things will soon start moving again. So next week is the week of progress, but this is your choice, to be honest. What your cards are saying, it's your choice. You are the one in the Seven of Cups right here, looking at those opportunities, looking at which direction you want to take, and you go, okay, this time maybe you've been choosing a particular cup from the card at all times. Maybe this time I want to choose a different cup and see what happens then. Make sense? Side note, those who have children who are watching this pile, I feel like your child will require next week quite a lot of attention. And it's also a great week for you. I don't know how old they are, so you will need to decide if this is your message or not, if they understand it, if they are able to take in this information, to teach children or your child about how to handle money and what is the worth of money. What is the worth of a dollar, euro, pound, depending on where you are. So this is a teaching and learning week for you. Also, teaching the child how to see opportunities in life instead of stepping into fear, right? Instead of being afraid of everything. A lot of times kids pick it up from their parents. Parents are always very, on the edge. Don't do this, that will happen. Don't do that, this will happen. Of course, they are being protective, but some of them overdo it. And I think if that is you next week, you're going to be looking at the way you show your child, kind of teach your child about life slightly differently. If you are one of those overprotective parents and you're noticing that maybe your child is picking that up from you, right? Those anxieties, you may want to read a book, feel the fear and do it anyway. That would be pretty useful. And if this is you yourself who tends to get afraid of newness or tends to be overprotected by parents at the early age, and maybe still are now, I'd also suggest you reading that book. What are you happy about next week we're gonna have? What are you happy about next week we're gonna have? You are receiving a gift, and which way this gift is showing up for you here? A gift to invest. Interesting. Tell me more. Let me get more information. Okay, it seems that you are being in some way rewarded for the partnership, in the partnership aspect. Say, for example, if you've been working quite a lot on yourself, this beneficial self-learning is going to upgrade your partnerships, and you will see it the next week. You becoming closer with one particular individual. Specifically, I'm seeing someone who is married here. We're talking about that relationship, but it could be a relationship in which you just want to invest a little bit more. It could be even a friendship, right? We're seeing people coming closer together wanting to share with one another. And there is this very nice exchange between the two. Next week, what you're being shown in your relationships, how much you invested in it, you are receiving it back. So, for example, if you've been investing quite a lot in your partner or your friend or a family member, next week is time when you are being given back what you have invested. It can show up as an actual gift from someone, as flowers, as a date, as someone inviting you to go somewhere. It's gonna show up in different ways for all of you. Next week is also a week when you may pick up messages from music. So I would say do not try and overdo it and try to listen to every piece of a lyric in music. You will know when the message appears because you will hear the lyric that is meant for you. Even if the music was playing for an hour, there may be a moment where you go, I actually heard this, and it's very applicable for me right now. It didn't feel like just the music in the background, it felt like a message. So look out for those two. That's what I have for pile 1. Now we're gonna do the yes or no at the very end of this pile. Those who are watching from other piles, you can join in this section of a reading even if you haven't chosen pile number 1. If you have a question to which an answer is a yes or no, you can choose your group, and we're gonna have 5 of them, okay? I would say look at which number pops up in your head straight away when you thought of that question. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Take your time, meditate on this. It's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to give you a minute. If you need some more time, stop it right here. The answer to group number 1 is a maybe. Now, every time a maybe shows up, there is a surprise to the situation, and I'm not able to interfere, meaning to ruin that surprise. Okay? I know it's not a straightforward answer. 2, it's a yes. 3, not the right time for you to do something, to know about the situation. Maybe the timing is off regarding the situation. Say if you're asking for a job, will I get that job? I just recently went to an interview. Will I have this job? The card's answer would be it's not the right time for you to get this job because maybe something else is out there. Does that make sense? Pay attention to timing in general, group number 3. 4, we have yes, definitely. And 5, another path is yours. This is basically trying to tell you there is something better out there. You're not looking at a right thing, or this thing that you're thinking about as the only thing is not. Something else will appear, something else will show up that is going to be more suitable for you. I hope this made sense. Okay. Let's move on to pile number 2. By the way, as usual, if anyone is in need of a mini reading, you know what to do. Look at the pinned comment. Group number 2. Hi, Rain. I've been really, really well lately. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me here today. Let's go. Group 2. My sunshine people. Focus point, career. Straight away, I looked at the people watching. 9 people, 9 likes. It may be quite a synchronistic week for you next week, and there might be a week. This may be a week where you're noticing quite a lot of signs. It's gonna be in your face. Okay, it's gonna be very much in your face. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's start with these, and if we'll need more, we will pull more. We have Prince of Summer, we have the Queen of the Ocean with abundance, we have career and abundance here, nice. We have the heart chakra with acceptance. We have the Magician, damn, pile number 2. This is good. This reminds me of a song called Unstoppable. In a minute, I will try and find it for you and I will let you know who sings that song. 1 second. Oh no, I can't find it. There are so many songs that call like this. Oh, wait. Give me 1 more minute. Okay, I cannot find that particular song, but some of you may want to look at the CS song Unstoppable, particularly the lyrics, okay? Hi, Catherine. Listen, next week is a week for pile number 2 when a lot of you are literally unstoppable. You know what you want and you're gonna go for it and you're gonna get it. If this is not your energy right now, this is the energy that you may want to find within yourself next week. You're basically being shown the way. That's what I'm picking up with the sun. You're being shown the way, and we also have this beautiful crystal here that she's looking at. She's looking at the light, where the light is leading her. You're looking for ways how you can improve your professional life. And for a lot of you, you've been quite patient with this. You've been probably strategizing, or you will be the next week, thinking of ways how you can have a better quality life. And I applaud you here because it's working, okay? It's not that you've been waiting for opportunities to show up and be on your doorstep. You are the one who's putting in the work, and next week that work will show up as a gift. It's almost like you're getting a bonus for the energy that you've been putting in. Next week is also a great week for pile number 2 to work on any intentions, set intentions. You have quite high and powerful energy. Make sure you know where you're directing your energy. Just looking at this card over here, she's kind of thinking, looking at that crystal, thinking, okay, it's full of energy. Where do I want to direct my wand, right? You probably can't see it because of the light very well. I'm going to pick it up for you. Where can I direct my energy? But I first am setting intention, looking at this, and then I point my wand where I want this energy to go. Next week is great for my mystics, for my witches, to do any witchcraft, to do any magic, to work on your manifestations, to set intentions, to pull out your diaries, your schedules, and have kind of everything looked at again, rearranged. It's the week when you're looking at prosperity, you're looking at opportunities, and you're looking at kind of what's the most important thing for you here is what are the next steps that need to be taken in order for me to get there faster. Since you're going to be in this very high magnetic energy next week, don't be surprised if a lot of people will want your attention. Random strangers on the street, paying you compliments, paying attention, colleagues wanting your time, wanting to take you out, your friends calling you, asking you if you want to go for lunch, for dinner, if you want to join a barbecue, a get-together, a party. Now, one thing that I want you to watch out for, do not say yes to everything, because that high energy that you have, don't waste it to just everything at all. all at once. Make sure you use that energy for something that you want and then go and socialize and do your thing. It's a great week as well for you to go on a date, especially my people who've been working really hard, been focusing on a lot of responsibilities. Wouldn't be surprised if you were invited to a date by someone who had a crush on you for a while now. And for one particular person, it may be a surprise because this may be someone that you see as a friend. Okay, I'm just basing this purely on the Prince of Summer energy, romantic, flirtatious, introspective, enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect, which you will do. Let's continue. By the way, let me glance at my phone. Kate, I got your booking. You're going to be the first in line after we finish with the pick a card. What are you happy about next week? We're going to have pile number 2. What are you happy about? You're happy about the abundance you have in order for you to enjoy your life a little bit more. This feels like I've earned it. I've earned my vacation. I've earned my time off. I feel great because I have a good work-life balance. If that's not the case, next week, that's where your challenge lies. Don't sit in the dark aspect of this card, right? Which is the exhaustion. If you know you've been working your ass off and it's a bit too much now, next week is a time for you to chill. Even if it was taking a couple of hours off work, right? Depending on your situation. Because you cannot pour from the empty cup. Once you come back from that time off, that's when you're stepping into your work mode. That's when a lot can be done and your productivity changes. But for a lot of you, next week is the week where you are very intentional. I do have this sum of money. I've been working on this really hard. Now, let me maybe invest it somewhere, right? Let me save it for something. But others of you, you go, I really feel like my body needs rest and this is my machine. I gotta take care of it. Let me take some time off. And I'm gonna invest my money over there. So know where you stand in this reading. What to avoid next week and a half. Where may your challenge be? Does any of you don't like surprises here? Watching this pile? Yeah, look, we have health as your challenge. So look at this. You're great, your energy is high, but make sure that you don't exhaust yourself. Say no to a couple of things the next week. Know what your priorities are like, okay? We have acceptance card. Trigger statement, we must remember. True statement, I am free of the habits that do not serve me. Lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you and forgive on behalf of generations past. This is a deep card. This is not for all of you. Next week, you may notice something that you've been doing yourself that you picked up from maybe your family, growing up, that you don't want to carry with yourself anymore, that you want to change. And it's also a great week to do any generational work, to be honest. Okay, let's see, what else? Something to watch out for is how much time you spend on social media. I've asked the question, what is something to watch out for? For some of you that wouldn't benefit you the next week, we have addiction to social media. How much you scroll once you get up, how much you scroll when you're about to go to sleep, or just in general during your day. But overall, that's what I got for pile number 2. I hope this made sense. We're going to continue with pile number 3 now. Let me get these back in the decks. Okay. My pleasure, Lorinda. Let me have a sip of coffee and let's continue. Pile 3. Focus point. Home. Okay, let's get more info, shall we? I want to use a different deck for you, and the deck that I'll be using is the Gold Leaf Tarot, and it also can be found by Golden Leaf Tarot. Alrighty, 1 second. I have a hard time getting this out. Group 3. What do we have for you next week? Week and a half. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Nice start. Queen of Swords. King of Wands. All right. And I also want the Animal Tarot card and one from Rebecca Campbell deck. Let's see what we have. We have Align Your Life. We have Life Experience. Let's move this up a little bit. We have Take Note. We have Body Work. And we have Ubuntu, Compassion for Others. All right, I want a couple of cards from the Oracle deck, and we're gonna continue. We have a date. Okay. We have Lust. That's exactly what I thought of when I pulled the King of Wands energy. We have Signs. And we have Responsibility. Okay. I want the Steampunk Kipper. We have Great Happiness. We have Older Woman. And we have Success in Love. Okay, so heavy focus on relationships for pile number 3 here. First thing first, let's talk about your oracle cards. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change is kind of your main focus, okay? And that's something that you've been noticing happening in your life for a while, where you go, oh, that part of my life needs amendments. This could be your relationship, this could be your work situation, financial situation, location even, something that you know is not how it's supposed to be, and it's not a surprise for you here because it's been like this for at least half a year, where you've been questioning this part of your life. So that would be your focus the next week, to actually start making those changes. And I know some of you are like, oh, but I don't know because I don't like the unknown. But your cards are saying, please do not sit in the familiar pain. Choose the new path. Next week is super important for pile number 3 because is the week where, imagine a portal opening up that you can cross, that you can pass, and you don't know when it's gonna open up for you again. Once you do choose to cross to the other side, explore what that portal has to offer. You're actually stepping into much luckier time of your life. It's something about this portal, about this change that you want to step in because you've been waiting for this for a really long time. But this will require you to leave something behind, a habit, change it completely, something that you have been focusing on, and you probably know that maybe I shouldn't be focusing on this so much because it's not bringing anything into my life. Depending on where you are, depending what you're dealing with here, your cards are saying the next week is a week when you can make big beneficial changes in your life. So do not be a person who stays in the same habits, same thing, same routine if you see that it's not working for you for a while now. Is the week to cut any bullshit, okay? To sum this up, is the week for you to cut any BS. BS of yourself, BS that you've been given, right, by someone else. Is the week for you to reclaim your happiness. Life experience card says, important changes are coming into your life and that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions you know are right for you. This is also a very beneficial week to make any changes in terms of your health, okay? If you've been noticing you need to work out a little bit more, move your body, exercise because you feel better overall, but you've been very lazy to do that, next week kick yourself in the ass and start doing it. You don't have to jump into it 100%. Start slowly, it's gonna be easier, okay? For others of you, if you've been noticing that maybe a particular relationship is not working for you or something needs to be changed or improved, next week is when you're being asked to look into that and to make changes. Take note card says, your answers are being given to you. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. I feel like you've been closing your eyes to something here for a while now, pile 3, saying, maybe it's gonna change, but you are not doing anything to change it yourself, and next week is a kick in the ass week for you, where your cards are saying, you better change it, okay? You better start putting in the work. For some of you, this is the week where you're being shown that you have so much energy for everyone else, but then you leave nothing for yourself. Let's make changes. Let's start prioritizing the self and then take care of others. Put on your own oxygen mask first and then take care of others the next week. Another thing what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing someone being invited to a date. It could be a platonic date or romantic date. Overall, it's a great week for you to experience romance, okay? To think of something that is cute, that is sweet. If you are in a couple, if you are not, then doing something like this that is cute and that is sweet for a friend or family member, someone who you dearly love, it's a week when you want to exchange the love that you have. It's also a great week for my people to look at renovations, to change anything within your home, to look at the interior design, to buy a new painting or to paint one yourself. Some of you may be interested in Feng Shui and looking at how everything is organized in your house and making changes in that way. Next week, a lot of you may be feeling sexual. If this is not your energy, then someone else is lusting over you here. Since the sexual energy is coming through in a couple of cards here, sexual energy is very creative energy. You may want to use it in various ways. It's for your own creations, creativity, coming up with ideas, exploring your own sexuality, right? Exploring the parts of the body, connecting to your body a little bit more. Those who had any maybe traumas connected to intimacy, next week you may want to work on those. All right? I'm gonna do a yes or no for pile number 3 as well, because I feel like it's needed for some of you. So I'm gonna collect these cards here By the way, someone needs to meet a mother or grandmother because they miss you very dearly, but it seems that they don't want to interrupt, okay? Or they don't want to be needy. So if I were you, I would call them myself and I would organize a meeting or take them somewhere. They would love that. Okay, let's get these back into decks. So everyone else who's watching this, even if you haven't chosen the pile number 3, you can go ahead and use this portion of a video as your own little pick a card. Ask any question you may have in your head to which an answer is a yes or no. But try and approach this from a perspective that would benefit you. Ask a beneficial question. Is this right? For example, if this is this a right step for me? Is this a right focus for me right now? Instead of, do they love me? Yes, no. It is a very shallow question, right? And it's not very beneficial to ask such questions. Or am I approaching relationship in the right way, right? I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. We're going to have 7 options for group number 3. 1, let me see if it fits in a shot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's see, it's lagging on my laptop a little bit. I need to see if I can shove this card over here. Yes, we do have space. On my phone it seems very different than on my laptop. Let me adjust you a little bit. So see which number shows up, comes up in your mind. Don't overthink it. Or maybe which card calls for your attention. And let's start with group number 1. The answer to your question is, there is a delay to your situation, expected delay. For example, if you're asking about a trip, how will it go? Maybe there is a delay. So maybe you wanna leave earlier because you may be delayed yourself during that trip. I hope this made sense. 2, we have a no. 3, we have a yes. 4, we have a maybe. Every time a maybe shows up, I know that there is a surprise to a situation which I do not want to ruin. It's kind of not my business, you know, every time it shows up. I'm not supposed to interfere here with this reading. 5, not the right time to do something, not the right time to focus on something, not the right time to work on something or give something extra time, okay? 6, you have yes, definitely. And 7, we have a yes. I hope this was helpful. Now we're gonna do your personal reads. I believe I have one question in queue, one person in queue. I'm gonna check my website too. I haven't checked it just yet. Whoever needs a mini reading, you know what to do. Or if you don't, if you're new here, check my pinned comment in the live chat. Okay, let me get my candle a bit closer. And let's see who we have. Okay, Kate, you've asked me in particular that Spirit would like me to know. Okay. Is there anything in particular that the Spirit would like you to know? I want to use a bit of incense here. It's super, super strong, this incense. It's handmade. Got it in Nepal some time ago. You really feel it in your house. You feel it for a while. And it's not one of those perfumed ones. Okay. Kate. Is there anything in general or in particular that Spirit would like you to know right now? Okay. One sec. Let's see. Is there anything in particular the Spirit wants you to know? Thank you, Sign says. You too. Oh. Okay, we're going to be talking about the relationships. Okay, first, relationship with yourself. The relationship with yourself has changed throughout the past, particularly 3 years. You probably have noticed that you've been kind of swayed towards a path of more authenticity in your life. You couldn't hide from it. It's what's showing up basically in your work, in your relationships, in platonic, and in business relationships, and all of those. This is a point in time when you're being shown to be true to yourself. And every time you are not, you may notice that some shit goes down. Or something happens where you go, oh my God, what a silly situation. What the Spirit wants you to know is that right now, every time there is lack of balance in terms of who you are and who you're trying to show up just because you think you're supposed to show up a certain way, you may notice how life situations show you, no, we're not doing that. We're showing up for who we are. This is a really good time for you to focus on exercise. This is a really good time for you to focus on character development. Don't be afraid of confrontation. Okay? It feels very present to me here in a relationship where you maybe were avoiding confrontation, or you wanted to be a good person, but maybe there was a situation where you had to speak up, where you had to show your voice. If it hasn't happened just yet, it will be happening soon. And it's in a platonic relationship, not in a romantic one, where maybe you two are too different. Maybe someone tries to be a little bit overpowering. Don't be overpowered. Don't allow yourself to be stepped on like a doormat. That is what you are learning in already this season of your life, but also in the future one. You said, yep, I've gained some weight. I need to get... I wasn't talking, by the way, when it cut off, because I saw when it cut off, so you didn't miss on anything. There is something here that feels, which we already can see with the connection, right? This interference seems to me that is connected with the energy shift that is happening right now. Because we're being shown a significant transformation that you are going through here. The justice has arrived, okay? And the justice has arrived. When the justice arrives, especially in this deck, this card, we're not here to F around. We're being shown what we suck at. And it may hurt sometimes. Let's see. I'm also being shown that there is something pretty awesome coming through here in the future. Okay, I'm seeing improvements in terms of your property or place that you live in the future. There is something that you're really stoked about, really happy about, and I keep hearing it too. It may be happening in the next couple of years. All right? So that's what I got for you. I hope this made sense. Even the Nine of Cups card looks like you. Love it. It's very pretty. I love this Nine of Cups card. All right. If anyone else needs a mini read, let me know right now in the chat. Otherwise, I will tidy my desk and I will go and have some coffee. Let me check my website. Sometimes people book there and I don't always see it on time. Thank you, thank you. My pleasure. All right, you guys. I will come on sometime probably this week again to do a live. And if you can, under this video, whoever is watching, can you suggest any topics you want to see for the pick a card for this week? Maybe some unique topics you don't see all over YouTube. Something that is really important, something that may be connected to, I don't know, moving the country, property, or whatever the case. I would dearly appreciate it because I'm looking for your ideas and inspiration. And thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one.